Well, hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Dishin Days, where we're serving up a full dish of this week's episodes of NBC's #1 award-winning hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. I'm your host, Tony Moore, and I'm joined by some gaggle of gals. We have Drenched in Black today.
It's actually blue, but it's coming up black. So
whatever. Really? Oh,
yeah. It's like a dark blue, but
okay.
Yeah.
Well, drenched in dark blue.
Hi, Michael Mattis.
As if we haven't been doing the show long enough, you still forget how to introduce yourself.
You know, it happens.
Lord. And of course, we have.
Hey guys, Justin Hareld.
And right before the show, Araceli had a major power outage, so she may or may not be joining us. But if she does, she'll just fall right in and give her take on this week's episodes of Days of Our Lives. If you are watching us live, thank you so much. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. We are Dishin Days Show on Facebook, Dishin Days on Instagram, and _Dishin Days on the Twitter. The @ is somewhere cooling off in their air conditioning unit. Also, if you are here watching us live, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button and also click the thumbs up button to let us know that you like it, you love it, and you want a whole lot more of it. And of course, don't forget to buy merch. Go ahead over to dishindays.threadless.com to get yourself a wonderful sweatshirt, t-shirt, beach towel, mug, everything with Dishin Days or serving up a full dish listed on it. Also, you can take us anywhere you'd like by finding us on your favorite podcast station. That's right, we're on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, among other podcast platforms where you can dish all the days of your life. And those have been our church announcements. Oh, also, sorry, if you are a lover of all things soap, to make sure you head over to JLJ Media, so that way you can also catch up on Bold and the Beautiful, Young and the Restless, and General Hospital. Brought to you by our former co-host and my chocolate twin, James of the Big Lots Jr. So make sure you go and check that out. What?
That was funny.
He
wants to know why you're wearing a sweatshirt.
Huh?
He wants to know why you're wearing a sweatshirt.
Who?
JLJ. James Big Lots Jr., as we just called him.
Because it's something that fits.
It's pretty much how I choose my clothes nowadays.
Right. It's like, I'm in my house, I'll be comfortable. It's, it's what fits right now. All right. So what do we think of this week's episodes of Days?
I felt like it was an info week. I didn't feel like there was a lot of nothing exciting really happened. There was just a lot of conversations.
Yeah, for me it was okay. There were certain interactions that I really liked and enjoyed, but as a whole, I was kind of like, oh, it's okay this week. Yeah,
I thought it was all right. There was like one big what? Who that moment? But other than that, it was fine. So let's break it all down, y'all. It is now time to start Dishin
Days.
Sure. Yeah. Ain't ever gonna be able to get that right, honey.
I think Justin's bowed out. Or maybe he had a power outage too. Oh, there he is.
Who knows?
I'm here. I'm back.
And forget it. All right, let's kick things off with the first storyline. We got Giovanni, Chanel, Allie, Trip, EJ, Anna, Tony, and Paulina and Kayla.
This was probably the one storyline this week that I was fully engaged with. I think this was the one that I didn't tune out while the storyline was going on. And Johnny's had an exciting day for exciting couple first days.
Right. Because we're still in the
we're still in day 2. Yeah, he's on day 2.
Well, it's been quite an adventure since he arrived in Salem.
Yep.
Do we think that okay, before I ask that, what do we think about Chanel and Johnny? Because, they say that they are into each other and they got a little hot and heavy and then they stopped. But I can't help but wonder, does Chanel truly have feelings for Johnny?
As much as I like them together so far, I think they're cute together, and they definitely have the chemistry. But I think she's using Johnny to mask her feelings for. I think the feelings for not Claire, Allie. Feelings for Allie are still there, and she's somewhat. That's why she was moving so fast. I think because they went from like drinks back to his bedroom very quickly. Yeah. And I think maybe that's one of the reasons she stopped it. Not that she fully realizes what she was doing, but she realized she was moving too fast, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, part of me thinks that she's forcing herself to be into it and maybe not fully.
And I feel like I feel like that coming from Trip too. Like I feel like he's like forcing like, hey, let's find Chanel something so that she can stay out of our business.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, the shade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm with
Lord.
you, Michael, on that.
How you? Oh, there you are, Justin. You went out for a second too.
Sorry, it did.
Technical
okay,
difficulties all
I'm
over.
seeing you guys, and I think maybe you're not seeing me.
Yeah, there you are. Well, speaking of people who went out. Now Araceli is back from her power outage. Hi, Araceli.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for being patient with me. I think it was just a surge, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I was panic-stricken. I'm like, oh my God, I may have to do this outside.
Well, listen, if something happens, we'll just roll with it because it's live TV. All right. So we were just talking about the Allie, Johnny, all them people storyline. And I asked the question, if what did I ask? If Chanel and Johnny were moving too fast?
If Chanel's really into Johnny,
yeah,
I think was your question. Like, are her feelings legit? And I was saying I had doubts.
Right. We all kind of feel like she's rushing into it to get over Allie. Trip wants her to be with somebody so that she can get over Allie, and Johnny's just in it to show off his chesticles.
And we can show them off.
Which we're here for.
Yes, we are.
Here for the thirst trap.
Okay.
Trap me if you wanna. I'm here for the thirst trap.
Ooh, it's hot today. It is.
You can trap me if you wanna. Yes. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Araceli.
I think Chanel is into Johnny in the way that, a typical girl in her 20s is attracted to a typical guy in his 20s. Like, oh, we first met. This is, a cute meet cute. Oh, he met her mom, that kind of thing. I don't think they're moving too fast. I think this is just like a typical, hey, I met you. You're a nice guy. Why don't we, just hang out? Let's hang out with my friends. Oh, you accidentally met my mom. Everything about this is like, again, in a world where Chanel wasn't completely fallen for Allie, this is like a typical, how you start your romance in your 20s. Mm-hmm. But Allie is in the situation, and Johnny is her brother. And so, uh-oh.
Well, okay. Well, here's the other thing that we should address is Trip. You should never say, I love you, unless you are for certain that the person is going to say, I love you back. And
how can you?
It's too soon. Because here's the thing. I feel like in this relationship, there's a bit of insecurity. Why? Because every time Chanel is around, you can sense the awkwardness. Because it's like Chanel likes Allie, Allie likes Chanel, Allie also likes Trip, Trip likes Allie, but Trip is also trying to figure out how Chanel fits in. Like, it's a lot, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like what Trip has been trying to do this week is lock Allie down so that he feels comfortable in the relationship. So with him suggesting, hey, maybe we should hook up Chanel. It was him really saying, hey, we should find Chanel somebody so that she's not all up in our relationship and she can get over her feelings for you. And then when he was like, I love you, Allie, that was him saying, hey, Allie, I'm letting you know now I'm all in. Are you? And he needed to hear the I love you back so that he could be reassured that she is all in. But Allie even admitted this week that like she has feelings for Chanel and that like she don't know what to do with him.
Mm-hmm.
And yet this is what I love about this whole situation is that every single person in this now quadrangle is being 100% honest about their feelings. There is no BS. Nobody's lying, nobody's playing games. This is as awkward as it is. It's 100% authentic. And I appreciate that because I think
I didn't think about that, but you're right. There's no like lying or you're right. Everybody's being
scheming interloper,
which is why it's keeping my attention because it's like, oh my God, this I know this awkwardness. This awkwardness is so familiar. And it's like we can relate to it. And so we have empathy for every single person in this situation.
Yeah.
The person just said that Allie said I love you to Chanel, but they have a friendship that spans years.
That was
I thought that was more like a friendship thing, not
But it gave her pause. She paused. Again, she paused because she was startled. She was like, "How do I mean this really?"
There's just a lot of feelings to sort out in this triangular thing. The only person that's sure of what they want is Trip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Unless Johnny, it was already, you know what? Oh my goodness. Wouldn't it have been interesting if Johnny was also fluid and then Johnny came in kind of like in Trip? Oh, what
that would have been interesting, But
you know what though? Here's the thing though. Johnny was like, nope.
Yeah. He's like, I am 100%. What did he? He didn't say straight. He said
no. He did into women. Yeah,
into women, into girls. Because Paulina.
Oh, Paulina.
Which we got to give her props. We got to give her props for going with it and being and trying to be trying to relate.
It was that case. It was that typical case where a parent trying to be overly supportive. Yeah. Exactly. It ends up being completely like verbal diarrhea and embarrassing. And it was just like, Mom.
But I love how he just rolled with it because he's like, he's like, you know what? This doesn't hold a candle to my parents.
Yeah. It was a cute scene. I like that. Yeah. I like them together.
But I don't know. I think I like Johnny and Chanel together. I'm trying to figure out if I like Johnny and Chanel together just so Chanel has somebody while Allie has someone.
I like this journey.
The face crack of the week is when Trip and Allie are waiting for Chanel and unsuspecting to them, Johnny. And Trip is like, oh, we have a name now, Giovanni. And Allie's like, that's weird. My brother's grandfather called him Giovanni. Mm-hmm. And then she was like, wait, is it? And then around the corner, and then her face was like, and then John was like, Allie got it. So that was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course it went off. I'm like, we've been waiting for this all week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm glad that they
got it. I was like, I couldn't do another week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had very I love the journey of this. I really have no complaints about anyone in this quadrangle. No complaints about where this is going because I don't know where it's going, and I'm actually okay with that because like again, this is a journey. It's like as the audience is figuring it out, they're figuring it out.
Yeah,
and I kind of like that. I had one teeny little complaint though. What? I don't know of any, and I mean any person in their 20s who doesn't have birth control on hand.
I didn't have birth control on hand.
I mean, it happens.
No.
It can happen. You use it all and you think, oh, I need to get that. And then something happens when you don't expect it. And then you make do what you
Araceli,
can, or you full stop. And
I know.
these people live in Salem.
Yes, it can
With
happen.
all the explosions and doubles and twins and people getting kidnapped and killed and brought back to life, do you really think people wake up and go, let me take my birth control to start the day
I don't care
before
who you
I
are.
get kidnapped?
Boy, girl, non-binary. This is my PSA. You got to have something on hand. Period.
Wait, who was looking for birth control this week?
Johnny.
Johnny
I was
and
like,
Chanel.
no.
Oh, because
That
they
was-
I know it
didn't have
happens.
condoms?
Yeah.
Or you think you have one, or you
I
think
mean,
you
it
have one
happens.
left, and
Maybe here's the thing. Maybe they're not as sexually active in their 20s.
I was just going to say,
plenty
not
of
everyone.
people who are not sexual, are
But
not
that
a lot of
doesn't-
sexually active in their 20s.
But that
You
doesn't mean
still
they
got to
have
be
stuff on
prepared
hand.
for that 1 in a million chance. Is what I'm saying.
That he probably looked at the box the day before and was like, "Oh my God, these are expired."
Even the expired, I would understand more.
Maybe he hasn't went to the clinic yet to get a handful of just in case.
See, this is why you stock up in college.
But you don't think about these things, like you think about everything else, and then in the moment you're like, "Oh, I should probably add that to the list."
Okay, I'm
So
speaking. I'm
Also,
scared.
Johnny's new in town. He's like moving. It's like, yeah.
He wasn't expecting to thirst trap somebody that quickly.
Okay, then I guess I'm just speaking for all people with uteruses.
We're now wondering what angle you coming from. How prepared were you in your 20s?
I was taught that even if you're not active, you come prepared because you never know, and you never want to put that responsibility on somebody else.
This is true. However, neither one of them were expecting that to happen. They were just expecting drinks. They weren't expecting kissing and then being like, back to my place. But it's
well,
fine.
the good thing is nothing happened, so it wasn't.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's good that they didn't because I don't think they're ready for that yet.
Again, that
quick.
actually was like
Very
a good
quick.
intervention because it's like, well, she's not emotionally prepared for this right now.
Yeah. Side note, I meant to say this earlier. Everyone keeps mentioning, when is Johnny going to say something about his glass eye? Johnny didn't say anything about his glass eye once the glass eye was fixed. So why would they bring it up now? Like, is he supposed to walk in and go, "Oh, this is my good eye"? Like, like.
let me take my eye out. No, it's one of those things. Like, and shows do this. It's the same with Philip and his leg. People keep bringing up Philip and his leg. Some things, some details like that, you just got to let go because it's not going to be something that's brought up all the time, and it doesn't need to be. Right. And so little details like that, so they don't bring it up. It's not that big a deal. You can let it go.
Yeah.
Now, if Philip sat down in shorts and he had both legs, I'd be like, so did y'all just forget he had one leg? You know what I mean? Like in that moment, like if somebody punched Johnny in the eye, right? That's when I'd be like, ooh, is that the glass eye? You know what I mean? Like it has to be a situation where it has to be brought up.
There was no logical reason this past couple weeks for it to randomly come up. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we all
if they're even going to go there.
Yeah, right. We all forgot about Philip's leg and his supposed plastic surgery. So,
right, because he went from Kyle Brandt back to J. Kenneth Johnson.
I know. So yeah,
it's part of soaps.
It's part of soaps. Sometimes you have to be forgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. That's pretty much it that happened with this week.
The other part of Johnny was with Tony and Anna and EJ.
Oh, yes.
So that's what, like, Johnny had kind of has two storylines going. He has the Chanel, and now he has trying to get his movie funded, going through the DiMera clan trying to get money, and Anna's had me laughing.
Anna was on the red carpet of the premiere of the untitled Giovanni DiMera project.
There was just the two things she said that just really tickled me, and they were so simple. when he was like, Steven Soderbergh does movies on iPhones, and she's like, oh, I loved E.T. And I was like, that wasn't that Steven Spielberg. But then he didn't correct her. He was just kind of like, yeah. And then she was like, he should start the film division of DiMera. Call it DiMera Flicks. And I was like, this is so stupid, but I'm enjoying it.
What? It has to be annoying to have a family with all that money and you can't get none.
He has to have something. Doesn't he have so they're
like a trust fund of some sort?
Like usually the storylines are these kids have trust funds that they can get when they're 21. Now, Allie and Johnny have to be over 21 now, right? I don't know if their age has been established, but he should have some money.
They're over
somewhere.
21, yeah.
And doesn't Sammy have like a F ton of money? Now, I know we can't find her right now, so whatever.
Which they done forgot about that. I looked at our Who Done Kidnapped Sammy little board, and I was like, ain't nobody mentioned Sammy this week. Ain't nobody on the search. Ain't nobody worried about Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They just believe that text.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. They believe that text. They're not questioning it, and they're going about their business.
Right.
Yeah. But if EJ is just going about this all the wrong ways, I'm waiting for the manipulation to start because he's just going about all of this in the wrong way.
I 100% agree. It's like if that boy does not want to be a part of DiMera Enterprises, then he doesn't want to be a part of DiMera Enterprises. Also, like if he wants to be a filmmaker, then be like, okay, fine. We'll do a social media arts division that you can head up, so that way you can spawn your creativity and you can earn the money to do your film on the side. But I'm
not for nothing. That's big business right there. Yeah. Hello, that's a multi-million-dollar industry. Does he?
I just don't know why he's pushing this so hard. It's like if he don't want to do it, you can't force him to do it. You gonna make him CEO to be like, hey y'all, I don't like this company. What do you want to do? Perfect. I gotta be.
I was thinking about this today. Part of me thinks, what if this is like a reaction to the divorce or the breakup, where he's like trying to get back to like the old EJ, where he's trying to either like build his family or build.
He's trying to have control over some kind of situation. I think he craves.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't tell if you're done or not.
Yeah, I also think he's like. No, sorry. I know my internet's a little slow, so I can't tell if I'm interrupting anyone or not. But I think he's also trying to like get Johnny on his side, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I was just thinking about that today. I'm like, is it? Oh,
yeah, okay. it's like a bad puppeteer ventriloquist act that's happening. Like you're talking, and then moments later, like we see your lips.
It comes through.
Really? Oh god. See, I can see you guys clearly. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, when you watch this on the playback, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, but I hear you. I hear your point, Justin. But yeah, it just feels. Again, wasn't EJ introduced on the show as a race car driver?
Well, that's what Tony said.
Yeah.
Tony said, and I quote, "Ish, your father wants you to have stability, safety, like he was as a race car driver."
Yep.
I love it. Tony was shady.
Yeah.
Shady as shit. You read EJ. I was like, ooh, that's good.
But sometimes you can't tell, like, did somebody write that or is that Teo?
Right. Either it's a toss up, either or.
It could be either one.
Yeah.
I think we accidentally created a second link today for the show.
That's interesting. Keep going,
I saw
you guys.
that this morning. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Sorry. Let them know they're on the wrong one, guys.
Send them the right one. So no, it was. So I'm curious to see where this goes. If Tony and Anna are gonna fund it, like maybe like under the table, or if they're just gonna like abandon it altogether and honor EJ's wishes and abandon it.
Yeah, I mean, I would love that.
The other thing I want to know is what is his film? What kind of film is he trying to make?
Yeah, he hasn't clarified that yet, which is strange. No. Do you think they would have led with that?
Yeah, he does need to do a little work on that. If he's going to say, "Oh, I want to go into filmmaking," it's like, no, you need to come up with at least like 2 log lines right off the bat and sell them immediately. Like I came up with like 2 this morning, and I've been practicing them all afternoon. So yeah, he needs to get on that because I want to be a filmmaker. I want to be a director. Okay, that's great. What's your idea?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because that's how he pitched it to Tony and Anna, and they agreed without hearing anything about the film.
Well, because it was like
that was a little peculiar.
Well, no, it's like when you believe in someone, you're just like, I trust you, sure.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I'm gonna support you.
I mean, and not for nothing, it's like you remember those people who are just 100% in your corner.
Yep. Absolutely.
And they're the people that you think when award season comes around, because you're not going to be thanking the people who are like, well, maybe you could do this, or maybe you could teach, or maybe those are not the people you thank in your award speeches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If your film makes it that far.
Yeah.
Right. You guys keep talking among yourselves.
No. I think we kind of said everything for that.
Yeah, let's.
We covered everything.
I feel like there was. Oh, wait, there was something else that I was gonna say about. Nope, I've forgotten. Okay, well, let's move on to the next storyline, which is Olivia, Paulina, Abe, Lani, Eli, and Julie. I can already tell you, I kind of don't like where this storyline is going.
Where do you think it's going?
Yeah.
Well, with the fact that like everyone has forgiven Paulina.
Okay.
And they say the classic line of, as long as there are no more secrets.
Yeah.
And then you know that there's a secret.
Yeah.
And it's what's going to happen then?
Here's the thing. I think I would be annoyed with this storyline if it wasn't all of these particular actors in it. Because I love every single one of them and I love what they're doing. Any other people, I think this would annoy the heck out of me. But because it's all of these actors, I love it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think they're selling the authenticity of like the family aspect of everything. Like you believe all these people are family. They act like family. And now Paulina has decided that she's keeping that secret, that she's not going to reveal that she's actually Lani's mom. But I also appreciate that they gave the storyline a little oomph, I guess, because now we as the audience know this secret, and now for us it's going to be like, oh, okay, we're wondering when it's going to come out. Obviously it'll come out at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's what's going to keep me engaged with this, is knowing that secret's there and when it's eventually going to drop, when and how it'll drop.
Yeah, I'm interested in like what new developments, because at this point most of the people who know are off screen with Tamara and Olivia, and so it's just Paulina at this point. So I'm curious, like where's the wrench in this sort of scenario? Like, what are they gonna throw? Is someone gonna come back? Is she gonna confide in someone and tell the secret? You know what I mean? I think we need something else other than just Paulina knowing it.
This storyline is shaky.
I think it's going to find more solid ground next week, though, because we have Days, and then we have Beyond Salem. So I think as we move forward, I think this whole week was shaky. So I think just moving forward, I do have faith it's going to find more solid ground.
Oh boy, I wonder. Sorry.
I will say I loved the scene with Paulina and Julie.
Yeah. Did anybody think that Julie forgave a little too much or too quickly?
I mean, it is in Julie's nature to kind of hold a grudge.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I appreciated the fact that they kind of, they didn't go that route with Julie, like the typical, like, I'm going to, bring this up every time I see you and hate you for years. And that she was able to kind of let that go. I think maybe the difference is that there's unlike with Gabi, like there's a solid family connection between Julie and Paulina. we think there is. We know now that Paulina is not Lani's mother, but everybody thinks. I don't know. I think what sold it for me was that there was more of a connection. There's more of a connection to like her and Paulina than to say her, Julie, and Gabi. And maybe that's why Gabi and you know her. And plus the other thing was like her thing with Gabi is that Gabi killed Nick. Gabi killed a family member, which we all know was, you know, self-defense.
Nick deserved it.
Right, exactly. So there's also that aspect that there's not the killing of a family member involved. So I'm okay with it. I actually liked it. I thought it was a sweet moment.
Yeah, and also it seems like by all intentions, we're seeing that Paulina is sort of making things right and sort of following through on the sort of fake plan that she had. So I think, I did like that Julie didn't hold a grudge at this point and sort of was like, let's start over. And I think we've been saying this too with those two characters. They're so much alike that it's
Paulina
and I think
Olivia.
Paulina and Julie. That they're so much alike that maybe Julie is really sensing that and being like, okay, like I can, you know, we can like let's forgive here.
That was I mean, listen, at this point, Horton Town Square is not priced down. The plaque is back up. She made a mistake.
She's making it right.
No one died. We're fine. You know? Now it's just this other secret that is looming. And there's a part of me that's just like, at this point, just say it. If you're not going to, then it shouldn't have been brought up. And this is just going to unravel so much of what we know about Lani that, like, where do you go after that?
Yeah. We'll get it in time.
I would have been fine if Aunt Paulina just stayed Aunt Paulina. And the reason why she doted on Lani so much was because, you know, maybe she wanted children and she couldn't have children. And then Chanel came and then, you know, she kind of doted on her until, you know, Chanel took it for granted, unlike Lani.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's an interesting, like, why? What's happening kind of moment. But hopefully it's like, you know, like this, and then it goes and it becomes clear.
I think it's
I was thinking about this.
I think right now we're in that clear area, and then we're probably maybe when it blows up for the next year, we're gonna get like I think that's how it's gonna go.
Yeah, I think we mentioned this last week. The biggest sort of I guess negative or downside to this is the Abe-Lani connection. But I think we've seen, especially with Abe and Nicole, that he can have a viable sort of father-daughter relationship with someone who isn't biologically his daughter.
That's not his.
I mean, he has Brandon
is
and
he gonna have that's not his.
I mean, he has Brandon and Theo. He really doesn't have Nicole. Yeah, he doesn't have too many like parentage connections. It's just Nicole, and that developed over time. That didn't used to be the case.
Is Justin frozen?
Yes.
I'm gonna say yes, and I'm gonna leave it just like that because I feel like it's a good place to pause.
Face.
Oh, okay, there he is.
It was a good face to stay frozen on.
Right. Agreed. I feel like this storyline, we have to pay attention to everything. Just like when Olivia was like, oh, I know who he is. I recognize his picture. I was like, because they obviously have never met before. Like that means she didn't meet him back then.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we're getting a lot of details through Olivia because, again, we talked about this last week about like whose idea was it to actually name Abe as Lani's father. That wasn't a random choice. Somebody made the choice to let that be known.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. All right. Keeping the days train moving right along.
The This is the point where I start.
Oh, God.
heavily.
No, this is the
We have Nicole, Rafe, Ava, Gabi, and Steve. Can someone answer me this? When did Gabi start hating Ava so much that she's trying to sabotage their relationship? Like, what did Ava do that makes Gabi hate her and want to meddle in it so much?
I mean, Gabi has never been thrilled with Ava being in the house. I feel like. I feel like I remember that, but I don't think Ava's never done. Ava hasn't done anything to warrant. I think Gabi. This is just Gabi being Gabi.
No.
So she mad that that Olivia in the house.
Is she mad that Ava's in the house?
Ava.
You and Olivia.
This.
Ooh. Oh my God. Did you have fun last night, Tony? Did you have a little too much wings and things last night?
Look, things I don't care about. This storyline. I'm just gonna be honest. Like
I'm with you.
Like I feel like this whole week I was just like I thought a couple of things. One, Ava, when did you go from Mafia to Susie Homemaker?
I know.
Two, when were you required to just have breakfast, lunch, and dinner ready for Rafe?
Yeah,
I know, right?
Y'all are just dating. Three, why are you uber jealous? Like, so jealous that like when she was having the conversation with Steve and Steve was like, jealousy can turn into obsession. I was like, are we about to see like old crazy in love Ava again?
Yeah.
Because I don't want that. Lastly, if you are having an issue with your significant other partner about someone else, why would you be sitting there hanging out with said person right after said argument?
There you go. That part.
I'm exhausted.
I don't understand the point of any of this. I don't even understand any character, and I mean any character in the storylines, their motivations.
Yeah.
Everything seems to have come out of nowhere. It's like they're going out of their way to make me hate these people. And I
wouldn't say hate. It should be a strong dislike.
Okay, it's strong dislike, but here's my point. Soap Twitter was more entertaining this week than half the stuff that I was seeing on Days. And it shouldn't be that way. This storyline in particular pissed me off because I'm like, what am I watching? I tuned in Monday. I was super happy. Tuned in Friday. I was kind of happy. And everything in between, I was like,
what's going on?
What the hell is this?
Yeah, we need like some, not just movement with the storyline. We need them to like.
There's no motivations. It's not even a storyline. I don't understand anybody's motivations here. What is this? If you could give me a reason for something, for anybody's actions, anybody's feelings, but I don't see any reason or rhyme to it.
Yeah.
I don't either. I don't get it.
Did I scare Tony away?
No, I think he's. Yeah.
I just had to blow my nose.
Yeah, no, I get it,
my nose was running, and so I was like, "Well, I don't want to do it on camera."
Yeah.
I just kind of slid out of frame. I'm
not liking. I don't understand Rafe. He had a perfect out to like really admit his feelings and kind of be honest. I don't get. I think the person I have the most sympathy for, I think, is Nicole, because I think she's coming off of a weird situation. So I think she's trying to like be mindful of the fact that she's sort of she can kind of place herself in the middle of this couple who she's both friends with. And she's sort of reeling from her divorce, and she's also trying to sort out her initial feelings for Rafe, which are coming back up. So I have a little bit more sympathy for Nicole. Rafe, I don't. Ava, I'm just sick of seeing like as a doormat. I feel like we finally got a little bit of the fire that she used to have. And not that we need her to be like a ruthless mob princess again, but
like, and you know who I was most annoyed with this week? other than Gabi was like a little fly. I just wanted to like pick up and like
A little gnat.
You stop talking now. But the person that I would have actually had a conversation with, I would have actually screamed at, was Roman.
Yeah, Roman.
Oh my God!
Roman made her feel completely horrible, and it made it seem like it was all her fault, and that Eric had nothing to do with anything because he's such a wonderful guy. How dare? Excuse me.
What's your
Allergies. How dare you treat that man in such a way? And I'm just like, first of all, Roman. Okay, let's not act like this is the first like affair in Salem.
It's like he's using his. You know what I think it is? It's like he's using his son's breakup as a therapy session.
Yeah, he was.
For his 20-year ago situation that he was in, because he was wronged. He was Eric. He was in that situation. However, he needs to stop acting like his son is a saint.
Right. Yeah. He married Nicole and then said, "Got to go to Africa," and was there for 9 months
by his own choice. Again, it wasn't as if he was in a relief organization and he got called up, and he had to go. It was his choice.
Yeah. Right. It's also like he chose Africa over Nicole, and it's like that's not right.
Right after they got married, after so many years of finally getting married, and then he left.
No, I'm sorry. Eric put no work into their marriage.
Yeah, I mean, Roman was totally projecting, and he absolutely was projecting. He even sort of said it when he was saying, "I know where Eric's coming from, and he's gonna, you may think he's sort of over it and okay with the breakup, but it'll creep up, on a daily basis for him." So yeah, he was absolutely projecting about Marlene and John, and I didn't mind it as much, I have to say, as the father of someone in that situation. I don't know how many people's parents would be completely objective in that situation. I thought for the most part it was fine. I didn't think he was really disrespectful to Nicole.
Yeah, it was a watchable scene.
I also thought I understood when he sort of clarified when Nicole brought up like, "Oh, weren't you the one who said like, if Eric keeps leaving me alone or something, someone may come by and take me?" And he was like, "Yeah, I did say that, but I didn't mean a one night stand." Again, and this keeps kind of coming up now. Again, it's with Xander, someone who has been a threat to their relationship, someone who, as far as we knew, both of these people hated. So I like the fact that keeps being brought up. It wasn't some random guy. It wasn't a random nice guy who everyone in Salem loves, who, she quietly fell in love with. This is someone who they hated.
But again, isn't that the point? Is that the reason that the Roman, John, Marlena triangle was so devastating at the time was because Marlena and Roman were the it couple of the 80s. And when John came on the canvas, they became the it couple of the 90s. And we couldn't say that they didn't have chemistry, and we couldn't say that they didn't love each other. It was a full-on love affair. It wasn't sleazy. It was a full-on love affair, which made it that much more devastating. The Xander thing, yes, the argument could be made that it was like, "Oh my God, you betrayed me, someone hated him." I'm like, that was the point. Nicole is a person that is one of those people that when she wants to blow something up, she chooses the absolute worst way to do it, which ultimately hurts. It's the I want to hurt myself more than anyone argument. And so I find the worst possible person and the worst possible way to hurt myself.
I think it showed the insignificance of it. Like what she, not saying that it was right, but just the simple fact that she just needed attention. She needed affection. And she was getting it from Xander, and it didn't mean anything because it's not like she fell in love with him. It was just like, you're a body, you're a person.
Yeah.
Sure, you're hot, and
any person will do at that point because I'm solo.
Yeah, that's what that was. Period. So I don't know why everyone wants to act like it's so devastating. I mean, if anything, everyone should be upset with Sammy because there's love there for both EJ and Lucas.
There's children involved, and thankfully the children are grown, and they're just like, at this point they're like, okay, this is just mom and dad, this is just what they do, they blow up their lives. But can you imagine? But no, I'm sorry, I take that back. We don't have to imagine. This is what Sammy and Lucas and EJ did for decades before, when the kids were little. So we don't have to imagine.
Yeah.
So at least,
I don't.
At least Roman and Nicole's scenes were watchable. I'll say that. Everything else was just like, well, this is all I have to say.
And I like that. Like I said, I like that there was still respect there. I thought Nicole going to him being like, I just was sort of dreading coming in here, and I thought like his sort of, even though he was sticking up for Eric, I don't think he was harsh. I don't think he was disrespectful. I think they're coming from two different positions, and he doesn't as the dad of someone, he doesn't necessarily have to see hers, and she doesn't I think she can take comfort in knowing that he doesn't know everything either, and you know.
Moving on.
I have nothing to add.
Yeah, I mean, it's just whatever. So you guys, if you haven't already, make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. We are Dishin Days Show on Facebook, Dishin Days on Instagram, and _Dishin Days on the Twitter. And also make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You're already on it. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell button, hit the thumbs up button, hit all the buttons, honey. Also, if you want to take us around everywhere on your favorite podcast, make sure you do that. We're on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Google Play. And of course, buy our merch. Go to dishindays.threadless.com, get yourself something nice, and then take a photo and show it to us. We'll retweet it to everyone so that way they can get their merchandise too. All right. Moving away from that, let's go on to our tidbits, which we'll start with Gwen, Xander, Jack, and Julie.
Yeah. I don't even know where they
Now, for somebody who is in investigative reporting, you so got the story wrong.
I can't. I got nothing. Like, I don't know. I really legit have nothing. I watched it. It happened, and I'm like, okay. Next.
Yeah, I mean,
this is obviously like, I feel like this is just some kind of filler storyline to give these folks something to do until Abigail comes back or Jennifer comes back.
Jennifer, yeah, I'm with you.
You know, because and you know, it's not very engaging.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean, I do kind of like Gwen and Xander. I just wish it was a better story.
True.
It was a better story when it started. When it started, it was a better story. Now,
it took a turn when Dr. Snyder died of natural causes on the couch, which they could have just called the ambulance and and at that point they could have came up with whatever they wanted to come up with, and they could have been like, we found it strange that he would just come by to check on Gwen. We don't know why, but
doctors don't make house calls these days. They have too much debt.
Right. So it's like, I don't know. At that point, they could have made up anything. But the whole dumping of the body, I mean, it calls for a funny scene. But like the dumping of the body and everything like that, we didn't need all that to bring these two together. I also feel bad for Xander because I'm like, can he ever keep the money that people give him?
I know.
No.
Like, why does EJ always ask for the money back? Like, let that man keep that money. He ain't got none.
Yeah, I was like, oh, so once EJ made that proposal, I was like, oh God, now we're gonna go back to broke Xander, who now has no confidence and now has to work for some. It's like, yeah, we went we went one step forward, two steps back with this.
No, we went 5 steps back.
You know, we don't want, I think we've all agreed, we don't want Xander to go fully back to like criminal Xander, but we also don't want him to be this down and out, you know, whatever you want to call it, Xander. There's got to be a middle ground we can get to with him. And it's not getting there yet. And now he's got what? No money, and he's staying at the inn again. No money. Well, he's got Gwen now, but.
And he'll be back in basic black, I guess.
Oh, that's right.
Just call him Whitney. He has nothing. I mean, it's true. Do you think he should? Didn't EJ offer him a job at DiMera?
Yeah, he's going to get him his job back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, at Basic Black, because it's under DiMera. What a thing! It's just okay. Anyway, what a tangle web we weave with that one.
Yeah.
Oh, the shade. That was funny. Okay, that was the highlight. The Justin shade.
That's what everybody was saying. Like the EJ Xander interaction was like the best part of that.
Their conversation.
Storyline. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, now let's move on to Justin, Bonnie, Calista, and Steve and Kayla.
And the Buddy's Burger Barn $1 million contest.
First of all, I was so confused.
What is this week?
I was so confused when they brought Justin and Bonnie in.
Yeah.
And the house was a mess. And there was apparently a food fight.
Yeah.
And I was like, and literally I was sitting there and I was just like, did I miss something? Because sometimes I look down on my phone and I was like, did I miss something? And I was like, no, I didn't miss anything. And then I was like, they're trying to say they got into a food fight during breakfast with Victor?
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. Victor Kiriakis is not throwing food at people.
No,
a drink,
not that
maybe.
Strong.
A drink, maybe. But the Victor, and then everything, it wasn't just a food fight. It looked like someone had ransacked the place. Like lamps were knocked over. The coffee pot was all turned over. And I'm like, this wasn't, it looked like literally.
You could tell Maggie is out of town because Maggie would have had a fit.
No, I really think that
Henderson must be out of town too.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. Well, I feel like this. If they wanted it to be a food fight and it was between them and Victor, like they could have just came and there was just food everywhere. Maybe the donut thing, that was like tossed over and stuff like that. I didn't need to see like the armchair like up on this. Like who did all that? Not Victor.
Yeah.
Like a brawl or something.
Like no one did all that. But kudos to them for trying to keep Victor around. We don't know where John Anderson is, but kudos for them trying to keep, But I'm also just kind of like, listen, do y'all want Bonnie and Justin to happen or not? Because the way that they have been presented, I don't feel a strong connection with Justin and Bonnie. I'm not excited about their wedding.
Mm-mm.
I was more excited when Calista walked in, and I know all y'all thought it was Adrian.
Yeah, they did that on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but then I'm like, but wait a minute. Where did this storyline come from? Like,
that's the point that I'm making. I'm like, what the heck is happening this week?
I was very confused by Miss Calista. Although she came in and she sauntered over.
Yes.
She gave us a bevel. I was here for it, but I was just like, I felt very Miranda Priestley, where I was like, "Who are you?"
This kind of annoyed me. I feel like we've talked about this before. Like Bonnie has been on the show before there was the connection to Adrian. She was a viable character before. She has children. She has a history, not this one. She has like bring back Connor, bring back Patrick, bring back a mother figure for her.
We have been saying bring back Connor for years.
Yeah.
It would be the
That's
perfect
who honestly
time.
I thought before she did the whole like, oh, I thought you were dead. I thought it was going to be Patrick or Connor who showed up like for the wedding, and like she has stuff that you can bring. She has a history with people, not just Maggie. She was friends with Kate at one point. Like use that history that, what was it? The early 2000s when she was on the show, she was her own character. Like use that history
and all that.
Yeah. Like this whole we need to make up. Okay.
I wouldn't mind if Brody Hustler came back as Patrick Lockhart.
Me
Hell, that could be someone. That could be someone for Nicole.
There you go.
Or EJ. Wink, wink.
You said or EJ.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, if you know, you know. They had that thing before.
Huh?
Yeah, the chat room knows what I'm talking about. Yeah,
but
they played around. They played around with them before. When they were doing the Black Glove, their scenes were like really sexual with them back in the day.
Oh my God, you're right.
Patrick and EJ. Remember that point where it was like the S&M thing where EJ used to beat Patrick with his belt? Yeah. You guys don't remember this?
Somebody.
The chat room knows exactly what I'm talking. When you guys interviewed Brody, it came up. Yeah, the chat room knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm not making this up.
Did somebody please tweet out those scenes?
I'm not making this up. Yeah.
But
when you guys interviewed Brody, he sort of addressed it as like it was like this like one-upmanship between them as actors and then also as characters. So that's why their scenes were like really sexual between them.
I must have missed all that.
I did.
Yeah. At all.
It's just like we need a good injection into all of these storylines, and maybe one or two characters connected to all of these characters would help. Mm-hmm. But because they're not going that route, I don't know. So
now we have a new character who's Bonnie's sister-in-law, who's out for vengeance because Bonnie killed her husband. And
I think this was brought up though. I want to say we did get a little bit of history back in the day on the Lockharts, on Mimi and Patrick's dad, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
We did get that.
Yeah. That was part of the history that Bonnie took the fall for Mimi. That Bonnie, because Bonnie really wasn't in jail for anything she did. She took the fall for Mimi. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But this is like a whole nother murder. So it's like,
this is a whole different
thing. Isn't a killer. So now they're making her a killer. Like, I don't know. None of this makes sense to me.
No, don't like it.
Justin, they are requesting that you do Those Were the Days with
next week.
You brought it up.
Yes.
It was definitely a kind of a moment with Calista, and I wasn't kind of following, and I was just like, I don't get it, and this is all happening the night before the wedding, and I was just like, I don't know, like y'all know I'm a fan with open arms. I was like,
maybe not yet.
Yeah.
No, not this week. This week I was like,
usually this week.
Michael, were you pulling out your hair because of the Harrison Ford references? Were you?
Was I pulling out my hair at what?
At the Calista Harrison references.
I didn't watch Ally McBeal, if that's what you're talking about.
Well, they were doing like Calista Flockhart, the actress, and then they did her husband, Harrison Lord, as in Harrison Ford.
Oh, right over my head.
Yeah, okay. I thought as soon as that happened, I was like, Michael is like screaming at the TV at this.
I got the Calista I was like, oh, it sounds like Calista Flockhart, LOL, but I did not get the Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
This is how ridiculous this is. That was so easy to get. And the fact that Michael Mattis didn't get it was like, that shows how much attention we're paying to this.
Well, Michael Mattis wasn't the only one, because I am very familiar with Calista Flockhart and Harrison Ford, and all of that went over my head too. Why? Because I was sitting there going,
yeah.
Who was this Calista chick that sauntered in and gave a bevel? That's how I was. But let me tell you who's the shadiest of them all is these fans in here. They're like, he was probably writing Beyond Salem during this time. Y'all are shady.
Oh,
Excuse me. Y'all are shady. Shady wafers.
Maybe.
You know,
just shady. I can't. All right.
I would just like to file
We can move on.
away. Let's move on, please.
Listen, my hope is that it'll all make sense.
yeah, we'll see. As it
And I have trust in Ron and the writers.
trust
that
and believe.
It will all make sense. Now, some of y'all being even more shady in the chat room, keep calling for Ron to be fired and all this kind of stuff.
No.
Listen,
I don't need to go that far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will.
guys,
I will say this, and I'll always say this. Ron has given us some interesting turns today, and I agree, Kevin. I don't know why Michael Madison is sitting over there quiet as a daisy today.
If I had something else to say, I would say it. It was that kind of week.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is why I am so cranky, is because I felt like we had a good summer.
We did.
Yeah.
Last week was
like
a great week. Of course, it was
were
the week they
good.
came back from Olympics. It had to be good, but this
things
week
were
was just
moving. Things were, I was, and then I just tuned in this week. I'm like,
It's really like a what is going on kind of a week. And I listen, I trust, because sometimes like we said before, sometimes there's the obvious route that they should go, right?
Yep.
And one of the things that I appreciate from Ron and the writers is that they take a different route to just kind of explore. It may come back to how we thought it was supposed to be, but for a little bit, they just keep us guessing. Tony, I'm still dreaming you meeting Marlena as your mom.
lucky Tony.
It's supposed to be Maxine, not Marlena.
Oh, they got the name wrong.
no. I was
Also,
gonna say we
that
never
dream-
ever mentioned that.
Listen, that dream is gone, y'all. That dream is gone. Anyway, Maxine's son is dead. Hey,
Oh God.
hey, Michael Mattis, you heard
Hey,
about
what?
parents?
Aw, I don't know if I can do.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Hey, Michael Mattis, have you heard about Terrence?
Yeah.
Listen, Terrence
can't
is just
do
on the
it.
back burner. Okay.
Oh man,
Man.
Thank you.
we're a fun bunch today,
I
aren't
feel
we?
dirty. I feel not clean.
Don't feel dirty. Listen, R.I.P. Maxine's son, R.I.P. Terrence. Like, sometimes you have to realize that things are not going to happen. And I've accepted that. And we shall move on. It's okay.
Terrence is in Africa with the other black people.
Bruce said, so dramatic, Tony. Duh. Why do you think I wanted to be on the show? I can bring the drama. Anyway.
Consistent.
Patrick TV said, R.I.P. Terrence, the character who never existed. Let me tell you something.
Oh my
Terrence
God.
walked around Horton Town Square like nobody's business. Okay. Okay. Anyway, back to the actual show.
This is more entertaining than the actual show was, by the way. But moving on.
Last but not least, that little part of the show again.
Last but not least,
I'm sorry. The little part of the storyline of that storyline is Steve and Kayla, and how important it is for Bonnie to have Kayla as her matron of honor. And now that, who was surprised that Sonny couldn't make it?
Not me. He was like, "Oh, Sonny's gonna be my best man." I was like, "No, he's not."
Well,
Yeah.
No, he ain't.
I said the same thing, and I was like, and then of course the classic line, "Oh no, I missed a phone call from Sonny," and I'm like, "No, what did Sonny say?"
I wonder what he said.
It's like, is he on his way?
How cool though would it have been if Zach, if they had like a short scene of Zach or something, or like pop in there or whatever.
I mean, you know
It might
what?
have been doable.
That actually would have been a nice way to kind of introduce new Sonny. But I'm pretty sure that's a different contract and a different thing and all that kind of stuff.
Or at least had him on a phone call or something. Yeah, I mean, you're right.
But it would have been interesting for the I'm getting a FaceTime from Sonny, and then it was the new Sonny. He's like, hey Dad, I'm so sorry, I'm swamped at work. Like I'm not going to be able to make the wedding, but I'm sending my blessing to you and Bonnie.
Yeah.
So, but that didn't happen. So he just, Sonny, I missed your phone call. What? And then, you know, Michael Mattis, how we used to always go, whenever something like funny happened, they went, do, 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 do. So now when something like that happens, they go, they have that sound.
They have a new music cue.
So you know something shocking
oh my
happens
God,
when they go that part.
What is happening?
So now we have when something is like womp womp or funny, it's do 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 do. And now when something devastating happens or something like it's
Also, I love that even Steven brought this up in the chat, and I was thinking this too. Why do we they completely forget about all the other 18 children Justin and Adrian have? It's always Sonny. It's always who's gonna be my best man? Sonny. Who's gonna it's always Sonny. And I know they haven't introduced they haven't introduced those kids, but there's never they just stopped mentioning them altogether now.
Who was the firstborn? Do we even?
Yeah.
I mean,
so it's Sonny can't do it, so the other 5 children can. Or
there's another son, but I can't remember his name.
I think
there's 3.
There's 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Who were actually characters on the show when they were kids, but yeah.
Question. Did anyone think it was shady that after all this time they still have a picture of Adrian up on the mantle?
Yes.
Oh,
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be interesting to have both the wedding photos on the mantle.
Let me that
might be much. Yeah.
Let me tell you this. When I went to my dad's wife, my dad and his new wife's house, rest in peace, Dad, there was never a picture of him and my mom up.
Well, that's the family home too.
Huh?
Well, the Kyriakis home, I mean, is a little.
Yeah, I think the rule is that the only wives that aren't allowed to be on the mantle are all of Victor's ex-wives.
Well, okay. Well, here's the thing. Oh man, I was gonna say something and I think it was gonna be so good. I forgot. Oh, maybe they kept it up because they were like, Adrian looks like Bonnie anyway, so we can just kind of...
Close enough.
Okay, anyway.
We've totally gone off the rails now.
Okay, let's move it right along.
We still have another horrible storyline to get through.
This is last and least.
But here's the thing. Again, to solidify their relationship, the fact that Bonnie feels like she has to have Steve and Kayla a part of it, or at least Kayla a part of it, to let Salem know that they're it says a lot about their relationship. Yeah. So I wish they would have built that a little bit more. Yeah. Or maybe just not have explored it at all. Again, it feels too familiar to Jake and Gabi, which we were able to accept because again, it's we're trying to make up for the fact that we killed Stefan. Well, y'all could have brought him back, but y'all brought him back as a twin, and now we have Jake. And the same with Adrian. Y'all killed Adrian, but here comes Bonnie. So I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Gabi, Jake. Speaking of Gabi, Jake, Philip, Chloe, Brady, Kate.
Hold on.
There's a lot of jealousy happening. In Salem, lots of jealousy.
Mm. Of course, we had Kate, the smartest person in the room.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
As
and
always.
Beyond her, this needs to die.
Yeah.
A very quick
Yeah.
death. Quicker than Terrence.
Oh.
No, I say that with love because I actually love Terrence. And
Yeah.
I would have loved him in any incarnation, even if he was 5 seconds on. This is 10, 20, 50, 1,000 times seconds more than I needed to see.
Mm-mm.
But okay, I'm gonna ask you guys this because it seems like Philip is dumb. But do you think Philip's that dumb?
No.
There's something that makes me feel like Philip knows what's happening.
I agree with you.
So when he's letting it
Playing
happen
along.
so we can trap them? You think he's maybe trying to trap them? Oh.
Yeah.
I'm right with you, Tony. I think so as well.
And here's the thing. A couple of things I know. One, Days doesn't really give a whole lot of stuff away. So it's not like J. Kenneth Johnson, who plays Philip, could have played it in this way.
Yeah.
Or if his face is just always like this. But when he shook Jake's hand and said, "Welcome to Titan," his face read, "Gotcha, bitch."
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my God, that should be a gift.
Gotcha, bitch.
But didn't it feel like that though? It
I'm
felt
with
like
A little bit, yeah.
It felt
Yeah,
like
you're
because
right.
one, he was very straightforward. He was like, "This is what my mom said. Is this what you're doing?"
Yep.
And Jake is like, "No," and he's like, "Okay," and then he's like, "Welcome to Titan."
Yep.
Gotcha, bitch.
And see, that I want to see. That I really want to see because it seems like Philip has no agency.
Yeah.
He has no control over anything. He's just floating along. Ooh, I ran Titan. Ooh, I won Chloe. And I'm like, do something. Please. Brady's doing something. He's doing something stupid, but he's doing something.
Brady is trying to figure out how to get over Kristen and up under Chloe.
Mhm.
Don't even get me started on
Also,
that. The
are
only
they-
fix for Brady would be a total would be bringing back another character that I like, and I know that's not happening anytime soon, so I'm just gonna
What?
Several people in the chat have agreed with me on this. I think Brady's best match at this point would be Teresa.
Mm.
But I respect Jen Liley's decision to
Jen who?
Jen, is it Lily or Lily?
Lily.
I respect Jen Lily's decision to do what she's got to do for her family.
I don't.
Come back.
I mean, not to not speak for Jen Lily, but I don't think she's opposed to coming back.
No, I don't think she's
Teresa.
opposed, but she made it clear that for the time being, this was the schedule that worked for her.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but that was back then, though.
Yeah.
And listen, Hallmark is cranking out them films.
Yeah,
in like
exactly.
a week. Like,
So,
Yeah.
if anybody
So-
wants to pray with me, that they offer her contract.
Not to, but
Because
I
I'm
actually
like-
like Madison.
girl, Madison.
What?
Madison was the first.
Oh, you didn't like
Madison
Madison?
explosion.
What?
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like in terms of
That was so disliked by the fact that they
Really?
killed her so
Oh.
fast.
Oh, I like
I
that.
mean, I don't know. Listen, I'm still forever Aiden and Hope. So if Justin like Madison
We're still
and
number
Rachel-
8. 2 people.
I will listen. I will go down in history and say, of all the things that I know of Days of Our Lives, Aiden and Hope.
That was
that happened was the
the biggest travesty of the last like 10 years.
Yes.
Yeah, agreed.
It's up there. Yeah. It's up
Bullshit.
there. Yeah.
And under that are the Robo shows.
Oh God.
Because I really wanted, instead of Marlena Evans Black,
Yes.
Marlena Evans Robo show.
Robo show. But technically, I mean, Black is just a made-up name as any other. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I agree, Sasha. Celibacy would work very well for Brady right now. Please.
Just be alone for a little bit.
I beg. You know, because you know what happens? You get to know yourself and you get to reset and say, what am I really looking for here? And I feel like that's a question that needs to like be addressed with urgency when you're a grown man chasing after your high school sweetheart who is dangling you around like this.
Mm-hmm.
No. We are just something today.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, and then the whole thing with Chloe and Brady and Philip, and like Brady wanting Chloe to go to New York, and you know that little like playfulness there, and then Philip being like, "Well, I can take you to New York to see your family. Well, you don't have to go with Brady.
Yeah.
Why do you have to?" I'm just like, Philip, like, don't you have a whole company to run?
Yeah. This is what, 20 years now we've been doing this with them?
It's the level of desperation that should have ended 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm just like, guys, the off the charts quadrangle that we're dealing with the kids is more entertaining.
Yeah.
It's more authentic. It's more honest. It captures my attention more than this stupid triangle that should have ended 15 years ago.
Yeah. I haven't really been on board with Philip and Chloe. Or Philip and Chloe and Brady for that matter. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because Sasha is like her comment where she's like, get somewhere and sit down. Like I just could hear how she was saying it, and it just made me laugh. I don't know. We'll see how this triangle works out. But like I'm team Sasha. Get somewhere and sit down. How about that?
Yeah.
All right. To close out this week's episodes of Days, we are now going to get a little sinful and talk about Ciara and Ben. They're home now, y'all. Like
they're home. They're happy.
Yeah. Talking about children.
Yeah.
You know,
having dreams about having kids.
I would like if they had jobs.
Well, listen, you saw how long
they had kids.
You saw how long it took for them to get out of that twin bed. Oh my God, that was the third travesty.
Another twin bed.
I got this couple. Like Rob is like 6'2".
Yeah.
In this twin bed with Victoria, like they couldn't afford at least a queen size bed.
A full.
I reiterate the jobs comment.
That twin bed drove me crazy. Okay, but anyway, it was cute that they both had the same dream of just like, you know, what life would be like in the future for them. And, you know, it was cute that, you know, he wanted to carry her across. He wanted to carry her across the threshold, but couldn't, so they walked in at the same time. So it was cute. It was just a moment of like, you know, reunited and
I'm fine with that, and I'm totally fine with that because it's been a long time coming.
Yeah,
and it didn't take up the whole week. So if you were an anti-sin person, it didn't ruin your week like everything. Like every other storyline did for me. So.
I just think overall this week we were all kind of like, what's going on?
Yeah, exactly. It's a little discombobulated.
And you know what? And it's okay to have, you know, those moments of what's going on. But
I don't want that kind of what's going on. I want the, you know, Marvin Gaye, what's going on? I want that kind of.
No, that's a different kind of what's going on.
Exactly, and that's what I want.
That what's going on signifies that, like, what's going on? Somebody has been murdered. Someone's been kidnapped again. I'd
be entertained at least.
Well, but I think we also have to realize that this week was the intro. Baby boy ain't even here yet. Oh, what did you guys think about that? Like that they named the child after Beau.
Say again?
What did y'all think about that?
I think it'll happen. I just don't think it needs to happen right now.
Yeah.
Get jobs.
Get jobs.
Yeah.
I felt like there was a little bit of shadiness when Ciara was like, "Yeah, but I'm the one standing here with my wedding ring as my part of my dad's motorcycle," and I was like,
"What? That's sweet."
But it sounded shady for a second. Maybe. I mean, listen. I thought the ring was sweet, but the way she said it, maybe it's how I caught it because I was looking down at my phone and then she said it, and I was like,
"Yeah,
is she mad?
This is ready for an upgrade." Yeah.
Is she mad? I mean, she got Ben.
No, and that's why I enjoyed it this week. Is like, oh, we're getting old Ciara back. Yeah. Honestly, because again, the other reason I hated new Ciara wasn't just because she didn't remember Ben and she forgot her memory. She was such a snob, such a brat. And old Ciara was okay with a nut or whatever that was for the whatever it was for an engagement ring. She wasn't a snob about it.
Listen, whether it was no memory Ciara or memory Ciara, if you took a look at Ben, I would have said, okay. He could have given me a rubber band as my. He could have gave me the twist tie off of a loaf of bread. I would show that thing off. They'd be like, "Oh my God, Tony, you got married? Yes, look at this." And like it's a twist tie from a loaf of bread, and I'm like, "Oh, but have you met Ben?
Have you seen this?"
Yep.
How you doing?
Yep.
Okay. All right, guys, that has been our week of days. And now we are going. That was a lot.
It's over. It's over with.
And now we're going to start with our favorite part of the show, which are our segments. And we're going to start with mine, which is Tony's official 3 Snaps Award.
Oh, snap.
Yay.
Oh, did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Little, yeah.
Okay. All right. New graphics. All right. So my 3 Snaps Award goes to Tony DiMera, Teo Pinglis, who said to Johnny in the most shadiest of ways, the father wanted you to have a career that's stable and safe, like when he was a race car driver. And if you look at EJ's face and Anna's face, you can sense the shade all around.
And we're like,
the way Teo delivered it, I was like, yes, Teo. So Teo Pinglis.
It was a read.
That was a read.
The library was open.
It was wide open. You get Tony's official 3 snaps. Oh, sorry. Oh, wait, there's too much happening. You get Tony's official 3 snaps award.
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap.
Oh, I heard it.
All right. And now it's time for
All right, this week's Caption That Photo comes courtesy of EJ and Xander's little meeting in the police office interrogation room, whatever that room is. And this week's caption goes to Nuke, N-E-W-C, on Twitter, with his caption of EJ saying, "I may be cocky, but I promise it's not bigger than this pen."
Oh. Damn.
Oh my God.
But I promise it's not bigger than this pen.
Oh.
Where do we get that caption from? From Twitter? Yeah,
from a Twitter person.
I tell you, Twitter was more entertaining this week.
Wow.
I saw that one. I saw that one last night, and I was like, done. That one. That's it.
And that has been
Caption.
all right. And now it's time for those were the days.
Okay, guys, I'm taking you back to August 23rd, 2010, where we had Rafe expose EJ for the Sydney kidnapping, back when Rafe finally got proof that EJ was behind faking Sydney's kidnapping and possible death. And he chose to expose EJ on the day him and Sammy were to be married. And yeah, so once I saw what was going on these past couple weeks, I was like, oh, this will be a good one to do.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the days.
Sorry to interrupt you. No, I was just gonna say I appreciated that moment because I really disliked that Sammy wedding dresses. Sammy had many wedding dresses too. I really disliked that one.
Wow. Well, now it's time for It's a Gift. What's the gift?
Chanel. I was waiting for it. Chanel, you can clearly say, I feel like I've been leaning too caption heavy, but Miss Chanel, Miss Precious. Mama, thank you. Thank you for all of us who have ever been embarrassed by our parents. This is the gift to pull out. Yep.
I love that one.
Well, that was
Love her.
It's a Gift. And now it's time for some news and gossip.
Yes, in our latest Beyond Salem news, we got a full-length trailer, which we will be showing you guys, that was released this week.
And a cast photo.
Yes, which is a little controversial.
Why is it controversial?
Of who is highlighted in the photo as opposed to other people.
Well, I thought, I don't know, I appreciated the fact that it's Eileen, Sal, and Victoria. They're took the lead in this photo. I kind of appreciated that.
I thought Lisa Rinna should have been in the middle there. I think Victoria looks great, but I thought that, this show's about her, so I thought she should have been in the middle there.
Well, we'll see what it's... We don't know who's heavily featured and who's not yet, so maybe this is an indication of that, or maybe it was just how it came together.
I'm just happy to see these people. This made me happy. This made my week.
I totally get what everyone is saying, because I think it's from what we know. Actually, let's watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll talk.
It's called the Alamanian Peacock, and it was stolen in 1991. Their gems have fallen into the wrong hands.
So why do I feel there's more to the story than you're telling?
We're gonna find out who did this.
No one is going to stop me from getting it.
God helps those who help themselves. That's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
What the hell is going on?
Lani!
So, who are you supposed to be?
Wow.
I love everything about this.
This is a
You
really
guys-
good trailer.
Everyone, since this has been announced, everyone has been talking about it. People who used to watch Days of Our Lives and saw this are now interested in watching this. So this has all the buzz. Yeah, this is all the buzz. So listen, I get that it seems like Lisa Rinna is probably spearheading this, but we don't know. They probably took the photos. They went with the best ones. They had to situate them. It's fine.
No, guys, this is a good thing. This is a good thing for everybody. You guys have no idea how big this could possibly get, because it's not just big for Days, and it's not just big for Peacock and their streaming services. I saw a tweet from Bethany Joy Lentz yesterday. She played. Let me explain. She was the original Michelle Bauer on Guiding Light. She went on to star in One Tree Hill. She made that big primetime leap, and she tweeted yesterday, and that tweet exploded, saying, "Bring soaps back. It's time to bring soap operas back." And I
saw that tweet, but I didn't know who she was.
She was on that show for 2 years. She wasn't, but she originated the role, and I was just like, yes.
I thought
when you have people who jumped from daytime to primetime and had very great success in primetime coming back around and saying it's time to bring daytime back, I'm like, let's keep this momentum going.
I thought the way you set that story up, I thought she tweeted about Beyond Salem.
Not specifically, but I think it's all of these people that are coming back. This past year in quarantine, we've had all of these people who went on to be primetime stars, but originated on daytime, who were coming back and saying, like, oh my God, I forgot how much I loved my time there. I forgot about this and this and this and this. Let's keep this momentum going. This is just to me, I don't know what's going to become of Beyond Salem. Fingers crossed it becomes a regular thing.
Well, here's the thing. Like, this isn't the first time they've done this. Like, back in the day, they used to have primetime specials that they used to do. So I think this is just that. I do think that people will definitely get a kick out of it. And you guys will get so much of a kick out of it that you get to recap it with us September 12th before we recap Dishin Days. So we're going to do a very special Beyond Salem recap, and we'll announce all the final details for that. But just know on September 12th, you're going to get not only a Dishin Days recap, but you're also going to get a Beyond Salem recap.
Yes.
Double doses. You're going to get us twice that day.
Yes. That means twice the work for us. What else is there in news?
Moving on, our good friend, Miss Jack A. Harry, Paulina Price is starring in a new Lifetime movie. Actually, that premieres tonight. It's called The Wrong Cheer Captain. Co-stars with Vivica Fox. Lifetime tonight, 8 p.m. Tune in to see Jack A. and Vivica Fox.
I'll be there.
Yes.
I love my Lifetime.
Next up, we have a dear friend to the show, Miss Vanessa Williams, who is, I just forgot her name, Valerie Grant, who plays Valerie Grant. She is, for those of you who don't know, she originated the role of Anne Marie back in the movie Candyman back in 1992, almost 30 years ago. She is now reprising that role in the new version of Candyman, which is out in theaters and getting really good reviews. So if you want to check out, if you're a horror fan, you want to check it out, please do. You will see our dear friend, Miss Vanessa Williams, pop up. And also, if you're not following her Instagram, please do. She is just a joyful, really wonderful person who takes you along on her many adventures. And it's just a really, an occasion to like check in her Instagram and see what she's doing. And she takes you along. And yeah, it's just a wonderful thing. Check out her Instagram. It's a lot of fun. Last but not least, we have some congratulations in order for Miss Camila Banos and her now husband, Marlon Aquino, I believe his last name is. So yeah, a big congratulations. I believe they got married over this weekend, Tony, or was it the week? I couldn't find much information. Okay, I couldn't find a ton of, barely any information on it. But yeah, so big congratulations to Camila and her now husband.
They got married yesterday.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, yep. So yeah, a big congratulations to Camila and Marlon.
Yay, Camila!
Yay, congratulations, Camila. Huh?
Did she post a dress?
No, I haven't.
He didn't post.
I've been trying to find stuff. I haven't.
She was probably too busy. She didn't really post anything. He posted a few things and reposted some stuff. Okay. And it looked pretty. It looked like a really cute, intimate wedding.
Because her fashion sense is always on point as a character and as a person. So,
but knowing Camila like I do, I don't know if that was her wedding dress or if that was the reception dress.
Oh, maybe.
There could have been a wedding dress and then there could have been a reception dress. I don't know. But congratulations to her.
Yeah.
They're an amazing couple. They've been together for
a really long time now. Yeah.
And so congratulations to them both. They both are hard workers and hustlers and trying to make it in this industry, and to have the support of your significant other is amazing. And so I'm very happy that they took this next leap into the next chapter of their lives. So congratulations to them. All right. Well, now, y'all, it's now time to take a look at what's coming up next week on the actual show, Days of Our Lives. And if you want to see an extended peek, head on over to the Dual app. I think it's there, but I tell you where it's not. Here, roll it.
Days has your end of summer getaway.
Next stop is Zurich, Phoenix.
We have to pack.
Miami, here we come!
You're at a motel with Brady.
This is the way to honeymoon.
I am out of birth control pills.
What did I just say? What did I just say about the birth control?
She just got a memory back, girl.
I mean, I guess if she wasn't doing nothing with Theo, I guess it didn't.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, so did anyone else watch this and think they're all traveling?
Mm-hmm.
So will Beyond Salem connect with the actual show?
Yes, and I think in a sense that it's setting them up to go off. I'm interested. So that seems like what it is. What I'm really interested in seeing is how the Beyond Salem is going to connect when the show comes back next week, because Beyond Salem is only this week.
It's only 1 week.
It's
next week. It's only 1 week. So I'm assuming that the characters in Beyond Salem are not going to be on the main show that week. And so this week will be the setup for those characters going to Beyond Salem. And then somehow it'll all get figured out where at the end of Beyond Salem, it's explained how they're going back to Salem. And then when that next Monday comes around, everybody's going to be back in Salem.
Yes. But I like this because they're basically implying you cannot watch Days this week without watching Beyond Salem.
Not this week. Next week.
Next week. It's Sunday already.
Well, the week after that.
Yeah.
So starting September 6th through September 10th, you will be able to watch Beyond Salem on Peacock. If you are in Canada, you can watch it on Stack TV or the Global app. So make sure you guys tune in, and then tune in to us September 12th, because we'll be giving you a full rundown of Days of Our Lives that week, and also Beyond Salem.
And
speaking of go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if those are not if you're not in the United States and Canada, I know you people know how to get things done.
Yeah,
I won't expose the ways
because
I don't want those sites taken down, but I know you know.
They know. All right, y'all. Well, hearing Michael Madden say, "Come here, Papa," that is a sign that it's time for us to go. So, but yes, Sasha, Peacock is free for you guys to watch. All right. Yes. But before we head out, Michael Madden.
Yeah.
Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at MLMattis.
And for our next two people who only enjoy one form of social media, Araceli, where can they find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at Tia323Araceli.
And what's your favorite social media app, Justin?
Other than OnlyFans.
Stop telling my business. You can find me on Instagram at Justin Lee Hareld. Keep it moving. We're going.
And you guys can find you guys can find me on all social media platforms at Lounge with Tony, and you can find all of us on Facebook, Dishin Days Show, Instagram, Dishin Days, and _Dishin Days on Twitter. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our wonderfully wacky show. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, buy our merch, and we will see you next Sunday for another full recap of next week's episodes of the NBC Emmy award-winning hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. Enjoy your week, stay safe, and we'll be back next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, guys.